Hey, what's going on everybody? Jason here, and welcome back to another Black Ops Cold War Zombies video. Today I'm going to be ranking all 8 of the Outbreak regions from worst to best. Similar to my ranking of the round-based maps in Black Ops Cold War Zombies, I really don't hate any of these Outbreak regions. This list is based off of which Outbreak regions I would prefer to play. And with that said, let's go ahead and jump right into the ranking. Coming in at the number 8 spot, I have Sanatorium. Sanatorium by itself isn't a bad map. The main reason why I don't have Sanatorium higher on the list is because it's sometimes too dark. There are a lot of areas on Sanatorium where it's kinda hard to see. Plus, we don't even get to play the entirety of Sanatorium in Outbreak. The map is cut in half from what it used to be in Fireteam. And I know in the second Outbreak Easter egg, Operation Excision, you do access that area. However, I think it would have been cooler if we were able to access that area and play in that area without having to do the second Outbreak Easter egg. Other than that, for what it's worth, Sanatorium isn't a bad map and it comes in at number 8. Coming in at number 7 on my list, I have Armada. Armada is the most recent region to be added to Outbreak. Armada is a pretty small Outbreak region compared to all the other Outbreak regions. However, I do enjoy Armada every time it comes up in the rotation. You have 3 main ships you can explore on Armada with a handful of other smaller ships surrounding those 3 ships. The one thing that separates Armada from the rest of the Outbreak regions is that the majority of this region is water, meaning that if you want to explore the entire map, you're gonna have to use a boat. Or if you're just gonna travel between the main 3 ships, you can always use the zip lines that connect them. But in order to get to the other smaller ships that surround the 3 main ships in the middle of the map, you're gonna have to use a boat. Even though I do like the water combat on Armada and hopping back and forth from ship to ship because it makes me feel like a pirate, I can't put Armada higher on my list because of the limited exploration. The reason I say this is because most of the ships in the region look very similar, so it feels like when you've seen one of the ships, you've seen all of them in the region. But having said that, it definitely doesn't take the fun away from the region. You can still have fun exploring each of the ships on Armada. One last thing about Armada, you are unable to do all of the world events and objectives in this Outbreak region, which can sometimes limit your gameplay variety if you wanted to do a specific world event or a specific objective. Overall, despite some of Armada's shortcomings, I think it's still a fun Outbreak region and it comes in at number 7. At the number 6 spot, I have Collateral. Collateral is a very interesting map to me because not only is Collateral in Outbreak, but it's also in Onslaught. So when I found out that Collateral was being added to the Onslaught rotation, I was kind of confused, but I was looking forward to it. And to be totally honest with you guys, I do think that Collateral plays way better as an Outbreak region than it does in Zombies Onslaught. Now, having said that, one of the main reasons why I have Collateral at number 6 is because this is one of these smaller Outbreak regions, which means there are not as many areas to explore. And since Outbreak is open world zombies, I want to explore big areas. I'm basically reiterating my point that I made about Armada with Collateral, but at least on Collateral, there are bigger areas to explore. One of the things that I like about Collateral is that it takes place in a desert, a pretty cool locale for an Outbreak region. We really don't have that many desert environments in Call of Duty Zombies as a whole, so it's definitely a nice change of pace. The cliff sides are fun to explore, and I like where Pack-a-Punch is located. Overall, I think Collateral is a cool Outbreak region, but I just think there are other Outbreak regions out there that are better than Collateral, and for that reason, it comes in at number 6. Coming in at number 5, I have Golova. In my opinion, Golova is a very basic Outbreak region. It's not the best region, and it certainly isn't the worst region, it's just okay to me. Most of what is in Golova is very basic, which are the houses and the farmland. However, Golova does have some interesting locations like the church and the train station where you get the DIE Nova 5 upgrade. I don't think Golova is boring, it's just very basic. To be totally honest with you guys, I really don't have that much else to say about Golova. Like I said earlier, it's just a very basic Outbreak region with houses and farmlands and a couple of interesting areas like the church. Overall, even though Golova is a very basic region, it can still be a fun Outbreak region, and for that reason, it comes in at the number 5 spot. Next up at number 4, I have Alpine. Alpine is a snowy outbreak region with a lot of areas to explore. One of my favorite things to do on Alpine is to go all the way up to the top of the hill where the ski resort is and jump off and parachute all the way down to the bottom of the hill. But I digress. This frozen tundra is a lot of fun to play on. Even though there are seemingly identical cabins on Alpine, when you go to a new area on Alpine and you see some cabins, it feels like you're in a completely different area. And this is due to the fact that the terrain on Alpine plays a huge part in the gameplay of this region. And this helps a lot with the exploration factor of Alpine due to the fact that this is open world zombies, so you have to feel like you're exploring the area, and it makes it feel like you're actively engaging with this outbreak region. Overall, I do think Alpine is a good outbreak region, mainly because of the terrain. However, there are some fun areas to explore as well. This is why Alpine comes in at number 4. And speaking of well laid out terrain, coming in at number 3, I have Ruka. Ruka is a fun outbreak region for a couple of reasons, and one of those reasons is similar to the point that I made about Alpine. The terrain on Ruka is very well laid out, and there's a lot more variation on Ruka than you have on Alpine. You have rocky cliffs, you have a military base in the dead center of the map, and you even have a burned down section of the forest towards the outskirts. And those are only a few of the locations in Ruka alone. Not to mention that Ruka looks visually appealing with lush greens coating most of the region. No matter which area of the region you go to when you complete a world event or an objective, it all plays really well. And you can't forget that the climax of the first Outbreak Easter egg takes place on Ruka when you fight Legion. Overall, Ruka is one of my favorite Outbreak regions, and it comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, I have Zoo. Zoo is a very creative outbreak region. I really like to explore the animal enclosures and complete world events and objectives in those animal enclosures. Not to mention that there are big open plains for you to explore with other little areas that surround the main zoo. And just like Ruka, all of the world events and objectives play really well on Zoo. To be totally honest with you guys, I think Zoo would do really well as a standalone survival map in Black Ops Cold War Zombies. And like I said, Zoo is not limited to just the main zoo in the center of the map. There are other locations for the player to explore. There are even some underground areas of Zoo to explore, so you get a behind-the-scenes look at what is going on at the zoo. The creative layout of Zoo makes it a very enjoyable outbreak region to play. Zoo, just like Ruka, is one of my favorite outbreak regions, and it comes in at number 2. And coming in at the number 1 spot, in my opinion, the best outbreak region is Duga. You want to talk about open world zombies? Duga is huge, and there are a ton of locations to explore in Duga. One of the reasons why I like Duga is because it feels like you are infiltrating an Omega outpost. A location like Duga seems like the location where a ton of experiments would happen, especially since most of the map is a Russian military base. There are some other areas of this region to explore outside of the military base and the dead center of the map, which gives this outbreak region character. Another thing that I like about Duga is that at the very top of the array, you can find the DIE Electro Bolt upgrade. In my opinion, I think the DIE Electro Bolt is the best of the DIE upgrades, so it gives you a reason to want to go to Duga if you have the DIE Shockwave. So not only is exploring Duga fun, you can get a very powerful upgrade in this outbreak region. And just like Ruka, a lush green covers most of the region on Duga. And even in some instances, the greens look more vibrant on Duga than they do on Ruka. And just like on Collateral, I like where the Pack-a-Punch is located on Duga, at the very top of the region, at the very top of the array. Overall, Duga is a huge outbreak region with a ton of areas to explore, and you might even find a powerful upgrade when you go exploring. In addition, the colors are visually appealing on Duga. All of those reasons are why I think Duga comes in at the number 1 spot as the best outbreak region in Black Ops Cold War Zombies. And that, guys, is going to be the end of today's video. What do you think about my list ranking all of the outbreak regions from worst to best in Black Ops Cold War Zombies? Share your thoughts in the comments. And with that said, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more, leave a like and subscribe if you're a brand new viewer. Also, don't forget to check out all the links down below in the description so you stay up to date with everything that I do. And with that said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, depending on where you are in this crazy world, and I'll see you guys next time.